your party in government. But how much better would it be that when we go out to work Friday morning, that we have Keith, this and that Scarborough, with us as the newest member of the Nevis Island Assembly, as the newest member of the cabinet of the Nevis Island Administration, as the newest member of our government here in Nevis, and your representative. Ladies and gentlemen, as usual, before we get going here with our meeting proper, we like to start with a word of prayer. And I have my prayer warrior here tonight, Sister Charlene, to invite God's presence here with us tonight.
Thank you. Let us pray. Heavenly Father, we come to you one more time, asking for your guidance, for your protection, for your watch over us, for your deliverance against all things that are not of your will. As we speak to the people tonight, we ask that thou is pleased to open their hearts, their eyes, their understanding, and their thinking. Help them, dear Lord, to go out tomorrow and make the right decision. We know that you already know what the decision is, and we ask that thou will help us to be within your will and your decision. We are depending on you because you are our God, you are our guide, and you are our deliverer. Remember everyone in this community. Those who don't feel too well, we ask that thou is pleased to touch them in body, mind, and spirit. Those who are in want, we ask that thou is pleased to provide for them and bless them all. Remember the speakers. Remember the candidates, both candidates, but especially our candidate. We ask that thou is pleased to give him an extra special touch, a winning touch from you, dear Lord. We ask and we thank you in your name and for your sake. Amen.
Amen. Thank you very much, Sister Charlene. You know, I'm feeling very good tonight. Because I believe tomorrow is going to be a good day for the people of St. Thomas's. I believe history will be in the making tomorrow. I can feel the winds of change blowing already. I know that for many, many years, the great parish of St. Thomas's, you have put your lot with the Nevis Reformation Party, the NRP. But you know the signs of the times, and you know the times in which we live today. In 2017, we had elections all across Nevis. And the people of Nevis, 4 other parishes, said, you know what? The Concerned Citizens Movement is the best party for Nevis. And the folks went out and voted and returned 4 of our CCM candidates. At that time, the lone candidate that was not returned was a candidate for St. Thomas's. So St. Thomas's, the Lord is good, because your representative has decided that the time has come to hang up his boots and to retire. So the Lord is so good that he has given you the opportunity for a do-over. And that do-over comes tomorrow. And when you get that opportunity for the do-over, well, do the right thing. And there's only one right thing in this election. And that is to vote for the candidate of the Concerned Citizens Movement, the man himself, Keith Scarborough. You all know him he lives here among you. So I can feel that change coming because I believe, I really, really believe that you all are going to support him. From Barnesgut to Jessops, from Westbury to Craddock Road to right here in Cotton Ground. I believe that you all are going to stand with us and stand with Keith Scarborough. And I'm looking forward to that tomorrow. I want each and every one of you here in Cotton Ground to go out to the polls. And when you go to the polls, you put your mark next to the name Keith Scarborough. That is what I want you to do. And when you would have done that, you will have a man in government working for you. Every single day, he will be there working for you. What's the alternative? The alternative is to vote for someone who will sit on the opposition benches once in a while when the House of Assembly is called. And then after that, what they're going to be doing? Working for themselves probably. But certainly, they won't be out there working on your behalf. But when you give that support to Keith Scarborough, you know that he will be in the government working on your behalf every single day. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a packed night full of speakers. I am going to be the chairperson for tonight, so let me not take up too much time because I'll get to come back in every now and again. So let's get going with the meeting. And I want to call to the mic our first speaker. And he is somebody who knows what it is to be a representative. He went before the people of St. Paul's, and the people of St. Paul's found favor in him, and he has been rewarding that favor and continues to reward that favor every single day. And he continues to work diligently on behalf of the people of St. Paul's and on behalf of all of the people of Nevis. This man is none other than the Honorable Spencer Brand.
Would you stand up and see your country dying and never lend a helping hand? Would you see your children's future dwindling, creating much disillusion? Or would we watch on idly, disregarding our self-sufficiency?
Good evening, good evening, good evening, Cotton Ground. Good evening to the good and historic village of Cotton Ground. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are here in the heart of Cotton Ground. And we are here in the dying moments of this brief campaign. And tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we want to end our campaign on a high. We want to end this campaign tonight with our final effort to encourage you to vote tomorrow and vote for your CCM candidate, Keith this and that Scarborough. Now, ladies and gentlemen, Keith this and that Scarborough is someone who have lived amongst you for some 35 years. He is someone, ladies and gentlemen, who whenever he put up his hand, he seek to represent the people of St. Thomas's and the people of Nevis. And he have done so consistently and persistently. And ladies and gentlemen, he would have come before you on previous elections, and you would have voted for the NRP candidate over him. But tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen of Cotton Ground and St. Thomas's, we want you to change that. We want you that when the votes are tallied tomorrow, that you would have elected Keith King this and that Scarborough as the next representative of the constituency of St. Thomas's. We want you to do that. Yes, I want you to bring him home, and you need to bring him home. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I understand that they had another launch on Saturday. And you know, there is a prestigious organization in the United States called NASA. And the NASA have been the organization that have sought to put men and women into space. And while they would have had a few accidents while doing so, they keep trying. Now on Saturday, they tried once again to launch the NRP candidate. And I'm told that they would have brought over the entire Labour entourage. I am told, because I wasn't there, I am told that they would have brought over the entire Labour entourage. And ladies and gentlemen, I want you to be mindful of what that is saying. Right here in Cotton Ground Village would have been the fight against the Labour Party. Right here in the heart of Cotton Ground Village would have been the birth of the fight against the Labour Party. And to see the Nevis Reformation Party is once again hugging up and trying to bring back Labour into Nevis. I want you come tomorrow to reject the Nevis Reformation Party, if for nothing else, on that premise. Because the record would show that the Nevis Reformation Party and the Labour Party would have been in collision. And while they would have been in coalition, the island of Nevis would not have received any benefits under that coalition. We have entered into a coalition with unity. And you can feel the benefits of that coalition. You have reaped the benefits of your CCM party joining with those two political parties on St. Kitts. We can talk about the water tax pier. Because of that union, we were able to have access to social security, to have the first phase of the Island Main Road completed, starting right here in Cotton Ground to Cliff Dwellers. The Newcastle police station was as a benefit of that union with unity. The expansion at our Alexander Hospital, the Manda track. And ladies and gentlemen, I've been hearing a figure. Some people say 250 million. Some people say $250 million. But whatever the figure is, we have benefited. And if the Nevis Reformation Party is going back down that road with Labour, I want you come tomorrow morning to reject the NRP on that basis. Ladies and gentlemen, we are offering to you a man who is eager to serve his constituency. He is not an opportunist. He is not trying to come in the back door to try and get in government or in parliament. He has been trying and he has been trying and he has been trying. And I want you that when the votes are tallied tomorrow, that you would reward him for him keep trying over these many years. Ladies and gentlemen, our message is simple. Our message is very simple. You have a choice. You have a very simple choice. The choice is whether or not you would vote for a representative to be on the opposition benches who will just get up and talk, who will not be in a position to bring any benefits to the constituencies of St. Thomas's. They can't do anything for you. Or whether you will elect Keith Scarborough to come to Parliament and to come to Cabinet, who will ensure that you, the residents of St. Thomas's, will have some benefits as a member of Cabinet and as a member of Parliament. Choice is very simple. You have that decision to make tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen of St. Thomas's. That's all right. That's what they know how to do best. But ladies and gentlemen, you have that choice to make. You have that decision to make. And while you have traditionally supported the NRP, and don't get me wrong, that is your right. We are in a democracy, and you have the right to vote for whomever you wish. But we are saying to you that in this election, this time around, your choice should be, and your choice must be, Keith Scarborough. Because he will be the only person who would be able to bring benefits for you in your constituency. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we are the government of the island of Nevis, your CCM party. And I want you to be mindful of that. I want you to be mindful of that fact. That regardless of what happens tomorrow, your CCM party will still be the government of the island of Nevis. They are trying to create this myth that if they were to win the seat tomorrow, that they will be the government. How much foolishness. Such foolishness. We are saying to you that we are asking you to strengthen the hand of your CCM party. Strengthen the hand of your CCM party by ensuring that you vote for Keith Scarborough tomorrow. Now, ladies and gentlemen, Keith Scarborough have outlined a very ambitious agenda for the people of St. Thomas's. He has outlined a very ambitious agenda. And I want you to give him the opportunity in the first instance for the next 3 years. Because CCM will still be the government for the next 3 years. I want you to give him that opportunity to prove himself. I want you to give him that opportunity to fulfill those many initiatives that he are bringing forth. And if you don't do it, then you have another decision to make when the time comes in an island-wide election. But ladies and gentlemen, your choice tomorrow should be an easy one. And I will continue to stress on that. Your decision must be whether you will vote for someone to go in opposition just to speak and can't bring any benefit for you, or whether you are going to allow your CCM candidate to be the next representative of St. Thomas's that can bring benefits for the people and the constituency of St. Thomas's. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I have been in government now for 2 years. And I'm saying to you that every single member of cabinet continue to agitate for their various constituencies. And while your CCM party is a party of all the island of Nevis, we want you to have that voice in cabinet in Keith Scarborough to agitate for St. Thomas's as well. You have seen when the NRP was in government that they would have abandoned a number of projects that was started on the CCM. We did not do that. That is not the CCM that I know. CCM has always been a party and a government for all the people. The NRP would have started a housing development up the road. And they would have lost the election. CCM could have gone in and said, NRP started it, we are not touching it. We could have done that. But that is not the CCM that you elected in 2017. That is not the CCM that you elected in 2013. The Concerned Citizens Movement Party is a party of all the island of Nevis. And we are simply saying to you to strengthen the hand of your CCM government. Send Keith Descendant Scarborough to government and to cabinet. And ladies and gentlemen, when you do, when you send Keith Scarborough to government tomorrow, I have a feeling that it will be the end of NRP. I have a feeling that after this election tomorrow, when you would have elected Keith Scarborough, it would be the end of the Nevis Reformation Party. Because NRP have done some awful things in this country. NRP have done some awful things in this country. And I want you to remember that. Ladies and gentlemen, right where those houses were constructed, NRP would have acquired those lands and never paid the landowners 1 red cent for their land. They never did. It was your CCM party that came into government and started paying the landowners for their land. I want you to remember that. NRP would have acquired the West Haven property in Charlestown. Some $20+ million is still being owed to the property owners. They have acquired it. The government owns it. But the owners have not received 1 red cent for their property. That is unconscionable. That is unconscionable. They don't care about the people. The only thing that they care about is themselves. And I'm saying to you that when you go to the polls tomorrow, I want you to punish them. I want you to reject them. I want you to say to them, no more of the NRP on the island of Nevis. Elect Keith Scarborough come tomorrow. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I have said to you that the NRP have done some awful things in this country. We have had an institution that was brought to Nevis, the medical university, that have created many jobs on the island of Nevis, that have created an entire transformation of the St. James's area. And the NRP threatened that institution. I am saying to you that the NRP have no good in them for the island and for the people of Nevis. The only thing that they care about is themselves. When you look at them, when we say to you that some have risen from rags to riches, it's all about themselves. When we come to you and we showed you the evidence of some who have grabbed land here, land there, it's all about themselves. When we say to you that all they are interested in is about themselves and their family, the evidence is there. And we are asking you, ladies and gentlemen of St. Thomas's, to send a man to cabinet and to parliament who will have your best interests at heart. And that man is Keith Scarborough. Now, ladies and gentlemen, St. Thomas's have been the constituency that have created history on the island of Nevis. From this very constituency, you gave us our first premier. From this very constituency, you gave us our first national hero. From this very constituency, you led the fight and the charge for the independence of the island of Nevis. And I'm saying to you that I want you to create history once again in St. Thomas's. I want you that come tomorrow, that you send to Parliament and to Cabinet an MBE for the first time on the island of Nevis. I want you to create that history in St. Thomas's tomorrow. I want you to create history in St. Thomas's tomorrow by ensuring that you allow your CCM party to have all 5 seats on the island of Nevis. Now, ladies and gentlemen, our message is very simple. And I want you who are in your homes to think about this very seriously. I want you to ponder on this decision that you have to make. I know that many of you have supported the NRP over the years. But the NRP that you once knew is no longer. The NRP stalwarts are no more. What you have as the NRP now is a bunch of greedy. Let me not say that. That is not the standard of CCM platform. Let me not say that. I will stop at greedy. I will stop at greedy. You see, our party leader, our former party leader set certain standards here that we will always follow. I will not say that. But I'm saying to you, that NRP is no more. What you have is an NRP of all of self and none of thee. But I'm saying to you tonight, you have an easy decision to make. Your decision must be to send someone to cabinet and to parliament to represent you. That is what it's all about. I don't mind that you love your NRP, but you must love yourselves and you must love your community and you must love your country even more than how you love your NRP. And I'm putting it to you that when you elect Keith Scarborough tomorrow, you will be putting country above self and ensuring that your children and your children's children will have a future. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. Vote for the hammer, vote for Keith Scarborough, and send him to Parliament and send him to Cabinet.
Would you stand up and see your country dying and never lend a helping hand? Would you see your children's future dwindling?
Thank you very much, Honorable Spencer Brand. You see, folks, it's a simple message, but it is an important message because there is a distinction. You vote one way and you get a representative who's going to go to work once in a blue moon, if they go at all. You understand? And when you call for some representation, what you going to get? When you call on your representative, if you vote that way, what can they do for you? They're going to build the health center, the hospital, sorry. When you call on them seriously, what will they be able to do for you? And if I ask that question 100 times, the answer 100 out of 100 times will be nothing. But if, ladies and gentlemen, you decide that a change is a good thing and that you're going to give that vote to Keith Scarborough and send him to work every single day for you, then what a difference. He has already told you he's not going home with his constituency allowance. He's going to spend it all in the constituency. He is a man who is ready to serve. He is willing to serve. And he is able to serve. And guess what? When you call on him, he's going to be able to answer in the affirmative. When you say, Mr. Scarborough, this is what we need in St. Thomas's, then he can come to the cabinet and say, well, fellas, this is what we need in St. Thomas's. And guess what? It will be done. And that is what you want in a representative. Somebody who will have the clout to represent you. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's a simple message. Vote for the person who can be in the position to represent you. And in this election, there is only one person and one choice for someone who will be a representative working on your behalf every single day. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get on with the meeting. And the meeting is kicking up into high gear one time because I'm going to call to the mic right now without any further ado the man himself, the man who is putting himself up, the man who is bringing himself before you, the man who wants the opportunity to be your representative, the man who you need to send to government. We want him in government working with us. So we are calling on you to send him to government. So ladies and gentlemen, help me as I call to the mic none other than the next representative for the parish of St. Thomas's, Mr. Keith Scarborough.
We always say there is love among us.
eradicate starvation. Now is the time. The things you said. Now is the time. Helping everywhere. Now is the time. To show that you really care. Now is the time. To show some unity. Now is the time. And humanity. Yeah. Now is the time. It's no use.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening to all of you who would have traveled from far and near to be with us here this evening. A special good evening to the good people of St. Thomas's Parish, and more particularly, the good people of Cotton Ground. Like the song said, now is the time. St. Thomas's time. My youths of St. Thomas's, it is your time now. It is your time now. I understand that a fella that my leader called Buster was here last night spewing all kind of lies and propaganda. But since he haven't put his name on a ballot box, on a ballot paper, I would not waste no time on him. He doesn't worth it. We are here tonight, ladies and gentlemen of Cotton Ground, to bring a simple message to you. We would have taken that message throughout the constituency. We started at the top of the road with our launch. Then we went to Barnesgott. Then we went to Craddock Road. Then we went to Westbury. Then we went to Jessop's. And we are topping it off here this evening. Very important evening. Because tomorrow is the day that we have all waited for. Ladies and gentlemen of Cotton Ground, there was a time, just a little over 2 years ago, when the young people of St. Thomas's Parish was getting themselves in a bit of trouble. But ladies and gentlemen, through the good vision and the good initiative of the Concerned Citizens Movement Administration, along with the Team Unity Administration, we have managed to quell that. And we are seeing real peace, harmony, and togetherness once again in St. Thomas's Parish. But guess what? Because the youths of St. Thomas's Parish have now come together and is now benefiting from the peace initiatives, the fellas on the other side is upset. They call it a political gimmick because they don't want the youths of St. Thomas's Parish to strive. Instead, they be happy for the young people in Cotton Ground and Jessup and Barnesgott, Westbury and Craddock Road, that they have now put aside the little behavior that they had some time ago, and that they're now trying to build themselves, and that the CCM and the Team Unity is trying their best to help them to ensure that they come back on board and live a positive life. The fellas on the other side are upset. They call it a political gimmick. Well, we don't think it is. And I am here tonight to tell you that it is my intention to do all that I can to ensure the young people here in Cotton Ground and in St. Thomas's grow from strength to strength. I know the difficulties that some of them have. And I'm here to say to you, my youth, I am here to say to you this evening that whatever I can do to pull you up further, because the plan is to lift you up even further than you are. And tonight I will spell out how I intend to do that. But I want to say to you, ladies and gentlemen of Cotton Ground, that we have a golden opportunity before us. A golden opportunity that we must never let slip tomorrow. And that opportunity, my youth, is this. I have said elsewhere that I believe the resignation of Mr. Joseph Parry is a miracle. It is a miracle. It's a great opportunity that Mr. Joseph Parry, who would have served for over 30 years here in St. Thomas's Parish, have given to us, the people here, the residents here in St. Thomas's Parish. And what do I mean by that? It is quite obvious that for the next 3 years, the Concerned Citizens Movement Party will be in power. We know that. They have already won 4 seats. And nothing that happens tomorrow could change that. Nothing could change that. What tomorrow does for us here in St. Thomas's Parish is to give us that opportunity to join the Nevis Island administration, to get your voice on the inside, to get your concerns addressed. That's what tomorrow election does for us here in St. Thomas's Parish. That's why I said that Mr. Parry's resignation might have been a blessing in disguise for us. Because if it wasn't for that, St. Thomas's would have been on the opposition benches for the next 3 years. And you and I know that the Concerned Citizens Movement Party will be in power in Nevis for a long time to come. So it's not only 3 years coming up, it'll be another 5, and another 5, and another 5. So let us take the opportunity, my youths, here in St. Thomas's Parish, to go inside the cabinet, to pound the table, and ask, what about the young people of Cotton Ground? What about the young people of Jessops? What about the good people of Westbury? What about the people of Barnscott? And what about the people on the northern side of Craddock? That is what you want, ladies and gentlemen of St. Thomas's Parish. You need your man to be on the inside. Now those on the other side are going around and saying to persons that you need to have an opposition. What St. Thomas's need is representation, not opposition. You need representation inside of the cabinet. Anybody could be opposition. We hear them every day. We hear them every day. All they do is oppose. But that doesn't help you in any way. It doesn't help you in any way. You want your man on the inside to argue for a number of things for St. Thomas's Parish. Now let me outline what I said I will do in the near future. Because the things I am outlining doesn't take much money. It doesn't take much money. It takes the will. And my colleagues in government have already stated quite clearly that they're going to support me with these initiatives. They're going to support me. And what I have said, ladies and gentlemen of Cotton Ground and St. Thomas's, I recognize that the other villages outside of Cotton Ground doesn't have any cricket team. They don't have any football team. They don't have any basketball team.
So I have said that immediately following my success tomorrow, I will move to have the Cotton Ground cricket team, the Pioneers cricket team, be renamed the St. Thomas's United Pioneers cricket team. And that is because, ladies and gentlemen, I want the other villages to feel comfortable, to feel free, to become part of the Pioneers cricket team, the St. Thomas's United cricket team. What that does is that it broadens the bench, so to speak, of that cricket team. In other words, you would be struggling to find players. You could wind up with a cricket club or a cricket team that has almost 30, 35 persons, with other villages, with other persons from the various villages joining the St. Thomas's United cricket team. And the same goes for football. And the same goes for the CG Rebels. I have said that I want to rename the team St. Thomas's United CG Rebels. In addition to that, I have said that my entire constituency allowance will go towards the development of the sport here in St. Thomas's Parish. $500 every month goes towards the development of the cricket team. $500 every month goes towards the development of the football team. And $500 every month goes towards the development of the basketball team. I have also said, ladies and gentlemen of Cotton Ground, that I recognize that the basketball court that the CJ Rebels use needs resurfacing. I have said clearly that I will resurface that court in short order. I have also stated that I will have that court fully lit with seating in short order. A matter of fact, they have already begun to put things in place to have that done. That will be done in short order. The basketball court here in Cotton Ground will be resurfaced, properly lit with seating. And I have said that the Cotton Ground play field must be made the second play field here in Nevis. El Camino Willard Park is number one. It is my intention to make Cotton Ground play field number 2. And what I intend to do is to ensure that there's a pavilion on that play field, that there's washrooms, that there's seating, that there's a lunchroom, there's a kitchen, there's a bar. And that pavilion, ladies and gentlemen, could be used as a hurricane shelter. Something similar to what you see at VOJN and elsewhere. I have said, ladies and gentlemen of Cotton Ground, that the fencing next to the ground that you see is falling down. That fence is falling down. I have said that I will have that repaired. And my colleagues in cabinet has agreed to support these initiatives. Ladies and gentlemen of Cotton Ground, I have said that once that field is completed with a pavilion in it, I shall name that field Derrick Ricardo Parry Play Field, Sporting Field, because I believe Derrick Ricardo Parry would have done enough for his name to be placed on that play field. I have said, ladies and gentlemen of Cotton Ground, that once that pavilion is constructed, that I will name it after Livingston Jabada Lawrence, because he too has done more than enough to have his name placed on that pavilion. Ladies and gentlemen of Cotton Ground, you would have passed and see the Cahoon housing development looking beautiful. Lovely, lovely housing development. Beautiful roads. I have said, given the opportunity, I will name that Cahoon housing development Crefton E.G. Warner MBE housing development. That's King Miko. Because I believe he too has done enough to get his name on that housing project where he was the first person to live in it. He still lives there, and I believe it will be a good gesture to have that housing development named after Crefton E.G. Warner MBE. Ladies and gentlemen of Cotton Ground, only this afternoon I went to the sports, St. Thomas's Primary School sports, and I recognized there that there was no bathroom on the field for persons to use. There's one in the school. I am saying to you that come 2021, that will be rectified. I recognize as well that there was only one light on the field. The field was dark quickly. Come 2021, St. Thomas's Primary, you give me the opportunity, I guarantee you that that will be rectified. So ladies and gentlemen, I am offering you a number of things that I would like to do. And that has nothing to do with the road development that is to take place here in St. Thomas's Parish. It has nothing to do with the other great things that the Concerned Citizens Movement Administration will be doing for you. These are just some minor things that I believe can be done in short order. And the reason why I could offer you these things, once successful, is because with your support tomorrow, I will go straight into cabinet and start agitating, start working with my colleagues to ensure that these simple matters could be completed in short order. I know the pavilion will take a little time. The wall will probably take a little time. But you have been waiting for 40 years. So nothing if you wait for a few more months. But I can assure you, ladies and gentlemen of St. Thomas's Parish, there's a lot to be done here in St. Thomas's Parish. Quite a lot. We have already done a lot, but there's a lot more to do. Ladies and gentlemen of Cotton Ground, this election is about two choices. Simple. Two choices. You either vote for somebody to go on the opposition benches, like my colleague Brand said earlier, who will go to Parliament once every 2 or 3 months to talk. And then that's it. Or you vote wisely tomorrow and send your representative into cabinet. It's a simple message. And the message seems to be irritating the fellas on the other side, because they recognize that what we are saying is true. What we are saying, they agree with. But because of the politics, it does not allow them. It does not allow them to stand up and say, that is the way to go. But ladies and gentlemen, ask yourselves, what would have happened if the situation was in reverse? If NRP had 4 and we were trying to hold on to 1, they would have been telling you, going around the village and telling you, it doesn't make any sense to vote for the 1 because we already have 4. And they would have been right. But now that they are on the other side and have the one, they're telling you you need opposition. St. Thomas's don't need opposition. St. Thomas's need representation. That's what you need, and that's what I am offering you. Ladies and gentlemen of St. Thomas's, my Cotton Ground youth, tomorrow is about you. Tomorrow's vote is for the young people of Cotton Ground. It's to ensure that those children that was running today at the St. Thomas's primary sports, that we leave a good legacy for them. That's what tomorrow is about. Leaving a good legacy for the young people of St. Thomas's Parish. Ensuring that they get a fair opportunity to strive. Because, ladies and gentlemen, if you vote tomorrow to put somebody on the opposition bench, you're being unfair to your children and grandchildren. Very unfair. Because it's about them. Let us all ensure that we give the young people of St. Thomas's Parish the best chance to strive. I have offered a number of things that I want to do in the constituency. Strange enough, my opponent cannot offer you anything. It's pie in the sky. They seem to be confused about what this election is about. Because I hear them talking about building hospital in St. Thomas's. Building this in St. Thomas's. You're going into opposition where you will be for a long, long time to come. That is why I'm appealing to you, the youths of St. Thomas's Parish, to ensure that you put your representative into government. You don't want to hear persons complaining afterwards that they can't get this too. They can't get that too. They can't get anything done. Yes, you could come with all kind of ideas that you want to do, but you will be in opposition. And even putting your ideas forward, it has to go to the cabinet of the Navy Silent Administration. And while we are caring government that would listen to good advice, it still needs the direction. Still needs the direction of the cabinet. Still needs the authority of the cabinet, which you are not a part of. So, ladies and gentlemen, the decision is quite easy. It is quite easy. And the message is resonating throughout the constituency. Throughout the constituency. We are well aware that there are those who will never change. No matter what you say to them, they will never change. Because it seems, unfortunately, that their loyalty to Hector, Patrice, and Daly is greater than the loyalty for their children, than the loyalty for themselves, than the loyalty to their constituency. Because that is what they're asking you to do, you know. They're asking you to place your loyalty in Hector, Daly, and Patrice and ignore the loyalty to your children and grandchildren and your constituency. Anybody who asks you to do that doesn't have your best interest at heart. Anybody who asks you to ignore your children's future, loyalty to your children, doesn't have your interest at heart. I understand during the house to house yesterday, they went to somebody and said to them, the reason they want to win the seat tomorrow is because they want to prove to Denzel Douglas that they're strong here. Because when Denzel Douglas win the election, if Denzel Douglas win the election, he will put pressure on CCM. He will put pressure on CCM and get them out of government in 2022. Now you understand what that is? They want NRP to win so that Douglas will feel good and will get the message that NRP is strong. So when Douglas wins, he will put pressure on the CCM administration. The CCM administration, ladies and gentlemen, is the people of Nevis. That is what these people are saying to you. They want Douglas to pressure to win and pressure CCM administration, forgetting that they're talking about the good people of Nevis. And when they left, the young man said to me, I don't think they understand what they just tell me, you know. I don't think they understand what they just tell me. What they just told me is that they want to put pressure on the people of Nevis. They want Denzel Douglas to do that. What I'm saying to you, ladies and gentlemen of Cotton Ground and St. Thomas's Parish, tomorrow is a very, very important election. Very, very important election. Do not take it lightly. You're going to be sending 2 messages tomorrow. One, that you want your representative to go into cabinet to deal with your concerns. You want your representative to go into cabinet tomorrow to do things for you. You understand clearly that no one in opposition could help you. That will be your first message. The other message you must convey tomorrow is that when the federal election comes, you are going to vote overwhelmingly to ensure that Nevis go to St. Kitts with all 3. Because you want to keep that peace initiative going. Because don't take it lightly, you know, my youth. Anyhow, Labour had to win a federal election. That whole peace initiative gone to naught. Gone to naught. Because they don't like it. They see it as a political tool. While we see it as restoring peace and harmony in St. Kitts and Nevis. While we see it as lifting up the young people in St. Kitts and Nevis. That's the difference. We see the peace initiative as a new beginning, as a great thing for the youths in St. Kitts and Nevis. And they're complaining about how much it costs. I don't care how much it costs. And I hope they continue pay it for the next 100 years, whatever it is they're paying. Whatever it is they're doing, it is a wonderful job and it is working. It is working for the young people here in St. Thomas's Parish and the young people all throughout St. Kitts and Nevis. I hope it continues on and on and on and on. Because we are now living in peace. But those on the other side, we like to destroy it because it is working too good. It is working too good. My youths, I want to close, since this is our last meeting, by thanking my colleagues who gave me all the support throughout this campaign. They have assisted me greatly in this campaign. And I really appreciate the assistance that has been offered to me. I want to say thank you as well to some other persons who don't wish their name to be called on the political platform. But I have gotten great assistance from others as well. And I look forward now to your support tomorrow. I want to be able to celebrate with you on Friday morning. I want to be able to dish out all that I have promised you within short order. And with your support, ladies and gentlemen, St. Thomas's Parish is going to be a total different constituency. And I believe, and I wouldn't say I believe, I know, ladies and gentlemen, there are a number of people in this constituency who are afraid of me getting the opportunity. Because they know once I get that opportunity, I will deliver. They know I will deliver. And they are fearful of that. So if we give him a chance, he going in there and he ain't do good. He ain't do good and we can't get him back out again. Well, it's not about me, ladies and gentlemen of St. Thomas's Parish. It is about me getting in to do good for you. That is what I want to go in to do good for the people of St. Thomas's Parish. And I want you to keep that in mind. Nothing about this is about me. I have decided to make the sacrifice, make the commitment, and I plan to work hard for the good people of St. Thomas's Parish. I want you to remember that. Ladies and gentlemen, they're going to come tomorrow, beg you, plead with you, all kind of things. But it's not in your best interest. What they're asking you is not in your best interest at all. It's all about them. It is all about them. And I think you're wise enough, intelligent enough to know that. So ladies and gentlemen, I want to say to you one last time, please, I am begging you, the good people of St. Thomas's Parish, do not let this opportunity slip. Grab this opportunity and let's ensure that St. Thomas's rise just like all of the other constituencies here in Nevis. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, and I look forward to your support tomorrow. Try you look fit, boy.
We always say there is love among us.
Now is the time to show that we're serious.
Fit as a fiddle. Ladies and gentlemen, we're ready for tomorrow. I believe something good gonna happen tomorrow. You've heard it from the man himself. You know, I think tomorrow is gonna be a good day here in St. Thomas's. After each and every one of you go out to the polls and make Keith this and that Scarborough. Make Keith this and that Scarborough the next representative for St. Thomas's. I was just told that the rain today, it was falling off and on. And it's a good sign. It's a sign that something good is going to happen tomorrow. And you know, I really believe it. Moving on with the meeting, ladies and gentlemen. And the next speaker who is going to be coming to address you is somebody who you should get really comfortable with here in Cotton Ground. Because in the next couple months, you're going to be seeing a lot of him. And it's the deputy leader of the Concerned Citizens Movement. You see, we got a lot of speakers, you know. A lot of speakers here in CCM. We got a lot of good people in CCM. Ladies and gentlemen, help me welcome to the podium, to the mic, the Honorable Alexis Jeffers.
The Prince of Darkness walks behind me, but he will never control me. Today I live a life of sorrow, working for the joys of a bright tomorrow, carrying my cross, carrying my cross, carrying my cross. Wisdom, show me the right.
Thank you very much, DJ. I want to start by saying good night to the people of Cotton Ground. Boy, this system has been sounding good for the last 2 weeks. It seems as though we have hit a very nice spot with this system. I have been able to hold up over the last 2 weeks. My voice is still good. So it tells me that the DJ has been working well with us. And I thank you, sir. But it's good to be in Cotton Ground, and it's good to be among good people. Because in the past, I'm sure there was some hesitance to come to St. Thomas's, to come to Cotton Ground, Jessups, or wherever in St. Thomas's. But we have rolled into St. Thomas's this time around, and it feels good coming. As a matter of fact, it feels so good that I believe I'm going to tell the party, the entire CCM party, come the next election, after this one is done, we'll have to spend some more time in St. Thomas's so our message can be heard throughout the length and breadth of St. Thomas Parish. But ladies and gentlemen, this time around we are here for a very good reason, a historic reason, and a reason that is going to provide us, come tomorrow, March 5th, with a brand new representative for the constituency of St. Thomas. And that will be the first thing that I will be jumping about tomorrow evening, because the brand new representative will be the Honorable Keith This and That Scarborough. And you hear it have a very nice ring and a nice tone to it. Keith This and That Scarborough. MBE, they said to add that to the end as well. So this is a man who is going to have honor in front, an MBE behind. What a wonderful, boy, I wish I get to your stage one day, Keith. I hope I get there. But it is, I believe, profound at this point in time to think that after 40 years or more, when you would have seen the likes of the late Simeon Daniel, and now you have seen the exit of the Honorable Joseph Parry, that now we are facing a historic occasion where we are transcending from the past and moving into the future. And your future starts tomorrow evening, just about 24 hours away. Your future starts with the Honorable Keith This and That Scarborough. But we won't get there unless we're able to do a few things tomorrow. We'll get there if every man, woman, an eligible voter that is, goes out and vote. And once you go out and vote, I'm asking you tonight to vote overwhelmingly for Keith This and That Scarborough. You cannot have a victory, or we cannot have a victory tomorrow night unless persons go out and vote. And once you go out and vote, vote for the CCM, vote for the Hammer, and vote for Keith This and That Scarborough. And that's why we're here tonight. We can bring all of the issues to you tonight to try and convince you. I believe we have done so over the last 2 weeks. I believe we have done so as a government since 2013, that we are the party for this island. We are the party that should be representing St. Thomas Parish as well. And we have been saying all along, vote for a candidate or a representative that will go into cabinet to work on your behalf. And that simple message has created so much havoc here on the island of Nevis. The NRP seem to be in a tailspin as a result. And it's a simple message. And I want to say to the people of St. Thomas's, Keith has said it tonight, vote for a representative. Do not just vote for someone to send them to opposition. As a matter of fact, the young lady who is running in this election, I am saying to her tonight, whatever plans and programs you have been talking about, give them to Keith. Give them to Keith This and That Scarborough. Let him bring them to cabinet, and we'll be more than happy to roll out the plans and programs of Keith Scarborough. Roll out the programs that she has been talking about. As a result, St. Thomas's will be far much better than what it is now. And we have actually done many things in St. Thomas's, but there are more to be done. I have a lot to do in St. James. Spencer has a lot to do in Charlestown. Eric has a lot to do in Gingerland. The Premier, Mark Brantley, has a lot to do in St. John's. So with all that being said, the people of St. Thomas's need proper representation. You need someone who is going to come and work for you. You need Keith and This and That Scarborough to come in and roll up his sleeve and start working. That's what we are asking. That is as simple as we are asking you to do. Vote for Keith This and That Scarborough so he can roll up his sleeve and come to work on your behalf. And let me say this, they keep saying that the government is for everybody. Of course it is. No one is running away from that fact. Bingo, take it easy. No one is running away from that fact. No one is running away from that fact. Bingo, take it easy. Sit back, take it easy. Take it easy, Bingo. I know you're excited to vote tomorrow, Bingo. We want you to go out and vote, yes. But take it easy. You're going to get your chance to speak at some point. I speak with your ex, Bingo. But what I was saying is that they have been saying that they need, that the government should be working for on behalf of everybody, the entire island of Nevis. And that is true. And we have been doing that since 2013. As a matter of fact, every CCM government has worked tirelessly for the entire island of Nevis. But in saying that, which is true, we are also saying that every constituency, except St. Thomas's, has someone in cabinet. As a matter of fact, even Joseph Parry, he would have been there for 28 years. And of those 28 years, 22 of those years was spent in opposition. Well, what did he do in opposition for the parish of St. Thomas's? What did he do? I would say to you, to his credit, when he got into government in 2006, he went and did the road in Jessops going up to Bansgut, come down to Cotton Ground, build some community centers. I have to give him credit, but the point is, he was able to do those projects. Or he was able to undertake those projects inside of government as a member of the cabinet of the Nevis Island administration. And as such, even though it is the intention of everyone in government to work on behalf of the people of Nevis, it is also important to note when you represent a constituency, when you represent a people, your allegiance and your work and your dedication first and foremost will be for your constituency. They're the ones who vote for you. I can say to you proudly that when I go to cabinet and I think about something to be done, as soon as I hear 5 million available for anything, I ask, can I get 2 for St. James? And you can't knock me for that. Nobody can knock me for that. When you hear anything is coming, whether it's by way of grant, funds, anything that is coming, can I get some for St. James? And you can't knock me for that. But ultimately, I don't always get my way. Cabinet is filled with persons who come with their different ideas for their constituencies. And as such, we have to discuss, we have to yield, we have to accede, we have to do whatever is necessary to make sure that everybody feels the weight of our government. But when it's all said and done, when you have that additional voice that is speaking on behalf of a particular constituency, chances are something would be had at that point in time. So tomorrow, vote for Keith this and that Scarborough. Forget about what they're saying. Because I'm going to spend a minute or two on Keith, because there are a lot we can say. Keith this and that Scarborough has demonstrated to not only you here in St. Thomas's, but to the entire island of Nevis, that he has a love and a passion for the island of Nevis. No one would spend 40 years consistently in calypso and culture and goes back and come back, defeated and come back, win and come back. No one would have done that if they didn't have that love. So that is something that you must judge the man by and understand that he means well, not only for just St. Thomas's, but the entire island of Nevis. But I say that because St. Thomas's must understand that his love is for the entire island of Nevis. Keith this and that Scarborough would have managed cricket in the island of Nevis as well. He was the president of the Cricket Association. And during that time, he would have molded young minds, mold the skills, or hone the skills of our young men. But the thing is, when he was the president, you didn't hear no confusion either. All the confusion you heard the other day over the presidency of the Nevis Cricket Association, that didn't happen with Keith this and that Scarborough. Why? Keith comes to work, not to create confusion, but he comes to work. And anything you give him to do, he will do.
you would be able to approach your representative and tell him you need this, you need that. He said what he's going to do. He articulated that. I'm not going to go into it, but he said he's going to do all kind of things up and down St. Thomas's. As a matter of fact, I remember the first night when he spoke up here, he said he was going to contribute or he's going to pledge portions of his constituency allowance, even his salary. And you remember I said, don't give away mine? He said he was going to give away so much. When I came on after him, I tell him, not me, don't pledge mine. But I'll pledge this, that once he comes with his programs, I am going to give him full support in cabinet to make sure that those plans and programs he has spoken about will be brought to fruition as the representative of St. Thomas Parish. So Keith is a good guy. He's not Alexis Jeffers, so you can't compare him to me. He's not Mark Brantley, so you cannot compare him to Mark Brantley. He's not Spencer Brand, so please don't compare him to Spencer Brand. Neither is he Eric Evelyn, so don't compare him to Eric. Look at the man, judge him for who he is. But I can tell you he's a decent and honest and hard-working gentleman. A man who is dedicated to anything that he has put his hand to or he's put his spirit to. And he's from among you. Told you he moved there 35 years ago and he's still here. Some who were living here went out, and as soon as they were given a chance to run, they run back in. But I want you to do this tomorrow morning, When you see the young lady walking up and down here and asking you to vote, ask her, have you voted yet? Ask her, have you voted yet? And if she's honest, she's going to tell you no. So when are you going to vote? And that's where the conversation will end, because she can't tell you she's going to vote for herself tomorrow. She can't vote tomorrow, so who is going to come and tell me vote for them and they can't vote to themselves? I mean, this is poppy show business. And it tells you that she was not ready for what they have thrown her into. They have taken her to the end of Charlestown Pier and thrown her over the pier. Right at the deep end. Keith has been here with you. He's still here. And even after he's elected, he's going to be here. So that is why you need to vote for him. He's not going anywhere. If he had intentions of going anywhere, he would have already gone. As a matter of fact, his wife is from here. Where are you going to leave your wife and go? Where are you going? So once you vote for Keith Scarborough is a man from right here in the heart of Cotton Ground. And he will stick with you. He will be here with you. Let me tell you something. When the electricity goes off, Keith going to be right here. Ask him what's going on. He going to make the call. When there's difficulties with water, he's going to be right here. You make the call. He's going to follow up and make the call. So any issues you have in your constituency, he's not going to be on the other side of the island. He'll be right here experiencing all of those situations. So he'll be able to rectify those accordingly. So vote for the man. Vote for your CCM party and vote for Keith Scarborough. And I got a good feeling, I have a very good feeling that tomorrow night, you see, some of them on the other side don't give Keith a chance, I give him a chance. And I know many of you, the majority of you here in Cotton Ground, the majority of you here in St. Thomas's will give him the chance, so history will be made tomorrow night. History will be made. And oh my goodness, tomorrow evening, say around 8, 9 o'clock, I hope it's done by then. I hope we'll know by then what the result is, because we're ready at that time. Big motorcade all up and down St. Thomas's and throughout the island of Nevis. We are going to celebrate. You hear them bugles? I hope people all the way in the United States are hearing all these whistles and bells and bugles. Lord of mercy. And we're going to find some more tomorrow night, because many more people are going to come to celebrate. So we'll find some more. Ladies and gentlemen, let's talk some politics. I spent some time on Keith. Because you see, this election, even though you have two persons, one running for the CCM, one running for the other party, this is also an election where you're comparing both parties. The CCM against the other party, what they call them, the NRP. And I want to tell you, when you compare both parties, then you understand why it is so important for you to vote overwhelmingly for not just Keith this and that Scarborough, but vote for the hammer and vote for your CCM party tomorrow night. We have proven to you as a party that we have the best interests of the people of Nevis at heart. That is why every night I wear this blue shirt, mark on people matter most. Because we come to work every day for the people of Nevis and for the best interests of the people who reside on the island of Nevis. I want to say to you that when we got into government, said we are going to talk some politics, you know. Because you see, while we are talking, we also have to give you our scorecard as well and let you know what we have done as a party in government. You remember we came into government in 2013. It wasn't the best of times. I tell you, when we left government though in 2006, Nevis was left a bountiful island. Things were going good. Many of you who are old enough around my age would know what was happening back in 2006. Many of you who lived through the times of the NRP between 2006 to 2013, you understand how far we would have plummeted as an island as well. You understand what would have happened? As a matter of fact, I'm going to speak about a couple of things and remind the people of Cotton Ground, remind the people of Nevis, remind all those who are listening overseas because people are following us. I came here tonight and I met the former premier down here, the Honorable Van Samry. Good night to you, Mr. Amri. Good to see you here, sir. But Mr. Amri was there when a lot of the good things were happening in Nevis. And we are now in an era where I do believe that we are going to see some of those great things, good things and great things happening again. But let me go back a little, because when the Honorable Van Samry was there in 2005, we would have bought, the CCM party in government at that time would have bought 730 acres of land down at Pennies. That's a lot of land. A lot of land. And as a matter of fact, such great an investment that was, 600 acres of those lands were sold to Newfound. That was a company that was supposed to bring a hotel here on the island of Nevis. It did not happen. But let's move on from there. 600 acres of land. Those sales would have realized just over $21.5 million for those lands. I want to talk EC dollars so you understand. That was 58 million EC dollars. That's a lot of money. No matter if you put it in euros, whether you put it in guilders, whether you put it in US, I tell you, $58 million is a lot of money. So those monies were realized. Who collected that money? NRP collected that money. Not only that, there was an additional 130 acres of land left. When we got into government, not much was left. No more than a couple of acres were left. They would have collected well over $13 million on the sale of those additional lands. So you add both together, you're looking in excess of $71 million of land. $71 million for those lands. As a matter of fact, when I came here tonight, some young persons were saying that, oh man, I need a house. We need land in the area. Listen, if the NRP has utilized that money wisely, lands could have been bought with that money that was invested and realized that $71 million, those monies could have been used to buy land right here in Cotton Ground, right here in St. Thomas's to build additional houses. What they would have done though, that's the NRP, which I commend them. They would have acquired some lands up here in Cahoon. They acquired some lands, but the interesting thing is that they acquired those lands in 2007, and by 2013 when we got into government, not a penny was paid for those lands. So they collected $71 million. When they could have used some of that money to buy those lands, they didn't pay for it, or those lands. They could have used some of that $71 million to buy additional lands in the area to build additional housing. They didn't do that. So we keep asking the question, where did the $71 million disappear to? But while those monies were being collected, they found a way to get some of the money, because a certain gentleman took up a property from behind here, sold to the corporation. Well, listen, he sold it to the corporation, purporting himself or saying that he is the owner. He is the owner of the land. When we found out that he was not the owner, his father still owned the land. He collected over $125,000. And what happened? We took the matter to court, We took the matter to court and we said we need back our money. We need back the people of Nevis money. You cannot take up somebody's land and sell it and say it is your land. So we got a judgment recently. We won that case. So we are looking back for 125,000. We are looking also for the $9,000 court cost that the judge would have given us. Every penny of it. But while they were collecting these big monies from that investment, that could have done so many things to enrich the lives of the people of Cotton Ground, to enhance the area, to make St. Thomas's a much better place than it is. Even though it is good, it could have been much better. The whole of Nevis could have benefited as a result. But what they did, they made sure that they see the money, and they made sure they went after the money. They made sure they bought land. They made sure they built house. They did everything that is not consistent with what good governance is all about in this country. They talk about good governance. Good governance is paying your bills if you owe money paid. And as I talk about owing money, we came back into government, and I know for sure that someone like the Honorable Van Samry, who is right here, he must have had some heartaches. Because we had a good relationship with the Kuwaiti Fund, where we got monies for the Charlestown Pier, for Long Point Pier, for work at the Van Samry International Airport. We got monies for those. They lent us money, and no matter how rich a country be, if you borrow the money, they want it back. No matter how rich a person is, our country is, if they lend you, you have to pay. If they lend you, you have that commitment to pay. So they didn't pay anything, not a red cent they paid. So when we got back into government, the Honorable Van Samry had to sit with the folks from the Kuwaiti Fund to reestablish that relationship. So now we are still paying. This government, this CCM party in government is now paying bills that should have been paid a long time ago. And they talk about good government and good governance. And they come before you playing holier than thou, saying vote for NRP and vote for a candidate. That candidate must know who she's going among. She must know who she's going amongst, or among whatever the word is. But if she's going among them and she's going in blindly, I say to the people of St. Thomas's, do not vote for a lady who don't know where she's going. If she's going in blindly, it means that she don't know where she's going. And as a matter of fact, I want to say to the people of St. Thomas's, over the last 40 years, you've had the leader of the NRP from this constituency. You no longer have the leader of the NRP from this constituency. And the interesting thing is, the leader of NRP, the proud party we call NRP, I call them proud because they've been around for 50 years. The proud party called NRP will no longer see the leader of the party in the Nevis Island Assembly come tomorrow evening. With the exit of Joseph Parry in January, that's the end of it. And as a matter of fact, I will tell you for the next 3 years, you won't see the leader of the NRP in the Nevis Island Assembly. That is shameful. It is shameful. And as a matter of fact, for that, the people of St. Thomas's, the people of Cotton Ground should say, listen, I have to turn a new page come tomorrow too. Turn a new page. Because who knows, this and that might fight for the leadership someday too. Where's this and that? He's that kind of person. He might come and fight for the leadership. And I say that in jest, okay? Because nothing like that will happen. But the point I'm trying to make here is that leadership in the CCM party is the Honorable Mark Brantley, yes. But all of us have demonstrated that we have the leadership capabilities. And so does Keith this and that. But I want to say to you people of Cotton Ground, those lands that I spoke about there at Pennies, that's not all. Over 14 pieces of lands were acquired by the NRP in government when they were there, and they paid for absolutely none of them. Not even 1 square foot of land they paid for. They acquired land in Charlestown, Rest Haven. They acquired land all up and down Nevis and didn't pay for any. Who came in and had to sort those out? Your good CCM party did that. And I'm bringing this to the fore because when you go to vote, you're not just voting for a person. You're voting for a party. A party that has meant well to the island of Nevis. A party that has the best interests of the people of Nevis and the island of Nevis at heart. and a party that represents decency as well. Because when you hear all these things that I'm talking about, let them point a finger at the CCM and say we have acquired and not paid. Let them point a finger at CCM and say that we have raped and pillaged the NHLDC. They cannot say that, and I stand proudly here tonight to say that. And over the years, the NHLDC has caused the demise of governments in the past. But I can tell you as I stand here tonight that this CCM party, under the leadership of the Honorable Mark Brantley, we are saying and pledging to the people of St. Thomas's, pledging to the people of Nevis that we will run a decent government so that every man, woman and boy in this island can be proud of the island and proud of the institutions that we are proud to manage in this island of Nevis. But we are a good party, you know. We need your support in Katngong. We are a good party. They could come and talk a lot of fluff. They can come and say all kind of things to you. But when it's all said and done, examine the horn like they say. Look at them. Examine them. Because when they talk about Mark Brantley, examine who is talking. When they talk about me, Alexis Jeffers, examine who is talking. Because I know Mark Brantley is running against a guy up there in St. John's, right? And Lord, he represents failure top to bottom. Big time failure. He failed at everything. Failed at the chicken business. Failed in the ice cream business. Failed in government. Failure. I tell you, he even failed at failure. He even failed at failure. So people who are representative of failure want to come and tell people who are successful in government how to run government. You're mad? You're mad? We represent success as a government. And you cannot come and tell Alexis Jeffers how to run government because I've done things and I've proven that I can be successful. This and that I said before has done things in this island. Win and lose or draw, he has been there so he can boast of success. Mark Brantley is the leader of the island of Nevis, can boast of success. He's running a successful government. So that is success in itself to Mark Brantley. So you can't come and tell people who know how to run government, you can't come and tell me if you're a failure how to run it. No. And that's why I'm telling you in Cotton Ground, listen to them, yes. They say sometimes you could listen, but you're not here. Listen, but you're just not here. And that's all I would tell you. But ladies and gentlemen, let's move on with some more politics, because politics is what is going to determine what happens tomorrow night. I want to say to you in 2015, the CCM party did something that it has never done before. We decided to form a coalition or join with two political parties in St. Kitts. That's called Team Unity. That is the PAM party, the People's Labour Party, and of course your CCM party is a part of that. I want to say to you, with that union we have realized some tremendous successes. And no matter what persons might say, some on the other side say we're going down begging. Beg what? Say we're going down begging. They're out of place, they're forward. A proud man like me, a proud man like Mark Brantley and all of us in CCM going where to beg where? All we have said from day one, we have said we are going to get our fair share. I have since taken it further and said we have gone down to St. Kitts to get our rightful share. Me ain't in no fair share business no more. I am into what rightfully belongs to me and the people of Nevis. So when they talk about begging, listen, if that is the mantra of the NRP and that's what they've done over the years, too bad for them. We are a better negotiator when it comes to anything to do with this federation. So we went down to St. Kitts and we said, with this federal arrangement, every board that is a part of the federal arrangement or the federal government, someone from Nevis must be on that board. And we have gotten persons from Nevis on various boards in St. Kitts. Never before in the history of the island of Nevis has that happened. So we have persons on the CFBC. We have persons on National Bank. We have persons on SIDF. We have persons on all kind of boards over there. And that is because we made that arrangement from day one. We said we are not half of a citizen. We are not 3/4 of a citizen of this federation. We are, here on the island of Nevis, we are full-fledged citizens, 100%. So if we are 100% of a citizen of the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis, we must be a part of any and everything that is federal. We have ambassadors all over the world. Never before in the history of St. Kitts and Nevis have Nevis ever had anyone in any embassy anywhere. So all that, as a matter of fact, let's go further because you hear them talking about money. Listen, if we have an island to run, we want all the money, whether 200 million, 500 million, or 600 million. And not tell us how to spend it either. It's our money. And point blank is our money. So if we got X amount of millions out of St. Kitts, I'll say we didn't get enough of our money, our rightful share. We didn't get enough. But we have put what we have gotten to good use. It's all up and down Nevis. The water taxi facility over there, that is a representation of what we have gotten out of the federal arrangement. When you go up to the Joycelyn Liebert kitchen, that kitchen up there at the Joycelyn Liebert Primary School, that is representation of what we have gotten out of the federal arrangement. You come down to the veterinary clinic, the abattoir, those are representation of that. You come down to Government House. When the NRP left government, they would have left that in a state of disrepair. We came into government. After 2015, we went and repaired that. And many of you have gone there for some beautiful cocktails. That is what you do when you're a good government. You represent, but not only there, the extension of the finger pier. We have also gone further. All of the roads that we have built up and down the island of Nevis have been done with monies realized from our union with the federal government. And it's not any begging. It is what rightfully belongs to us. You have heard it being said, not one penny that was sent to us here in Nevis, or not one penny that we have received, is taxpayers' monies out of St. Kitts. It is monies that were realized from the sale of passport. And I say it again, we haven't gotten as much as we should. But what we have gotten, we have put to good use. I don't want to stop there because our water enhancement project, communication all up and down Van Samuel and Long Point. Listen, I could get tired talking about these things. But the point I'm trying to make is that we have gotten and we have put it to good use. Now, if an RP left so many bills behind unpaid, well, how do they expect them to be paid? Out of the same money. Out of the same money. So we have to pay our bills. We have to pay our debts. We have to pay our salaries. Everything requires money, and money is used to pay these things. So the more we get, the merrier we are, and we are looking for more. And that's why when we come back to the people of Cotton Ground, when we come back to the people of St. Thomas's, we are saying to you, this time around, we have done this in the past where we have gone and voted for the NRP. For 20 long years, we have sent a gentleman over to St. Kitts. And what has he brought back to Nevis? What has he brought back to the people of St. Thomas's? Nothing. He has brought back nothing. I am saying to you, this is the time that you're going to make the change to ensure that you get proper representation. We have been talking about representation all night. And the way you get proper representation is to put the right person to represent you. We're going to come back and talk about the federal election, you know. I don't want to go down that road now because enough things we're going to talk about when we come back. A lot of things we're going to talk about because it is a time, high time, that after 20 years of voting for someone who has done nothing for you, who has not represented you, and who have always said, Nevis don't need anything, well, vote for somebody who is going to bring something to you. I'm going to leave it at that for now because I'm going to come back to campaign, like I said. And I already feel jiggy and feel good about it, you know, because it's going to be a lovely campaign when the time comes. But before we get there, let's come back to Keith. Before we get there, let's come back to Keith. And I want to say to you, tomorrow, you're going to go right here to the community center to the back of me. And you're going to go in there tomorrow morning early before you leave to go to work. Go in and make your X. Go in and cast your ballot. Go in and vote for Keith, this and that Scarborough. And put your X beside the hammer. Put your X for the blue party. Put your X to the CCM party. And I want to say to you tonight that it will be one of the best decisions you'll make come tomorrow. For those of you who are here from Jessops and Banscott, you're going to go down to the community center in Jessops. and you're going to put your X there for Keith, this and that Scarborough and the CCM party. Those of you from Craddock Road, on the northern side of Craddock Road, that is the left-hand side heading up to the mountain. You're going to go down to Nipak. That is the Navy's Performing Arts Center. And you're going to go there and vote for Keith, this and that Scarborough. As I said before, do not go to work and then come back to vote. You may not get back home on time. We don't want anything to happen to prevent you from voting tomorrow. Go and vote for Keith, this and that Scarborough. Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? You feel this breeze? Oh man, the wind of change is coming. I feel it. Oh, it feels good. I am saying tomorrow night, we'll have a very good time here in Cotton Ground. A very good time in St. Thomas's, because we'll usher in a new change in this constituency. We'll usher in a new representative. We'll usher in Keith, this and that Scarborough as your next representative of St. Thomas Parish. Go and vote for Keith. Vote for Keith. Vote for CCM. Ladies and gentlemen, I believe I've gone for a very long time. I'm going to leave it there and leave some for another time. But we'll be back. We'll be back. And we'll be back very soon. Thanks for listening and have a good day.
Thank you, Honorable Alexis Jeffers. And you all realize he put in the work. He's sweating. That don't need no lot of follow-up. That was good speech, straight to the point, kept on the point all night long. You all see how hard he does work? Hard working man. Ladies and gentlemen, the right thing is the easiest thing to do. When you go into the poll, you put your X next to the man, Keith Scarborough. Guess what, ladies and gentlemen? We're having a lovely meeting tonight, you know, and we're going to keep it going. The hits just keep on coming and coming and coming. You know something about CCM? CCM is a top party. You just heard from the Honorable Alexis Jeffers. Now I'm going to call the next speaker to the podium. And the next speaker who I'm going to call to the podium has been there since the foundation. As a matter of fact, you could say he is the foundation of the Concerned Citizens Movement. Ladies and gentlemen, it gives me real pleasure. I'm very, very happy to call to the podium to address you tonight. None other than the former Premier of Nevis and the former leader of the Concerned Citizens Movement, the bedrock of the Concerned Citizens Movement, the Honorable Vance Emery.
I will set him on high because he has known my name. He shall call upon me and I will answer him. I will be with him in trouble. I will deliver and honor him. With long life will I satisfy him and show my salvation.
The workers of iniquity dig a pit for me. Now they're waiting for me to fall in, trying to take my bread and butter.
Thank you very much, Chairman, Minister Troy. And I came here this evening just to show my support for Keith, this and that Scarborough. Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. And if you can't hear me well, it's because I'm a little rusty. I haven't been on the platform for more than 2 years. But when you have someone like Keith, this and that Scarborough, who has given so much to this country and who has continued to strive to want to do better for the country, and he asked me to support him, give him a little endorsement. It was not easy to
turn that down. And I'm here this evening, ladies and gentlemen, people of Cotton Ground, people of Nevis generally, wherever you are listening to this broadcast, to say that we are at a very important crossroads in the history of politics in Nevis. What we have witnessed in the last couple of months, since the Honorable Joseph Parry decided to retire, is the change of the guard in the Nevis Reformation Party. I do not know that we like the change in terms of the leadership, but that is for them to determine. But I do believe that it has given the people of St. Thomas's an opportunity to say what we've had with Mr. Parry over those years. We have given him all that we could. He gave all that he could. And now it is time to start afresh, turn a new leaf. And I believe that the new leaf that we need to turn is for the people of St. Thomas's to look to someone who has been there with you through thick and thin. Win or lose, this and that has always been there. And I believe it is now his time. I believe it is his time and your time as well to ensure that you do what is right for you and for the future of St. Thomas's and for the future of Nevis. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to say to you, and you've heard so much this evening, and I think I've never heard Keats speak so soundly on any political platform for the past 10 years. Never. Because what he came here tonight to do was to put before you the people of St. Thomas's here in Cotton Ground. He came and he put before you his program. Properly articulated what he will do for the young people. How he sees the future of St. Thomas's parish. How he wants to unify and to get the parish to work together as one cohesive unit. Wants to do a lot for sports, for the infrastructure, for the young people, and for all the people of St. Thomas's. Now you do not want, or you did not want to have heard anything so articulate and so meaningful. Because sometimes politicians, when they seek your support, they will say all kinds of things. I don't know how the young lady is going to, as a leader of the opposition, but she's not even the leader of opposition, accomplish the things which she says she wants to accomplish. But in the case of Keith, this and that Scarborough, he came with what I believe was a solid slate of items. And his encouragement for the young people was exceptionally well thought through and well presented. And I want to say to you that in my case as a member of the Federal Parliament and Minister of Labor and Social Security, what we have done is sought to do things for the people of Nevis through the Nevis Island administration to make sure it can continue its programs. And where there is need for that kind of support through the Nevis Island administration for the programs which your candidate who has put himself before you, for you to support him when he makes those proposals, and they are sound, certainly will be able to assist with the implementation of those programs. And I want to say that I have, over the years, come here
in the cotton growing. People say we've never been afraid to come to cotton growing. It might have been a little difficult because of the opposition of the people, not of the candidates and the party. But there were times when we felt that the people were beginning to shift in their support for the CCM party, because we always came seeking to provide constructive ideas for the development of St. Thomas's. And I think, and I want to believe, and I am convinced that the feeling I get as I sat there in my vehicle and listened, and the response which I heard from people, you the people here listening to this meeting, that you are willing and you want to have someone new, want to have a CCM candidate represent you so that you can get the full benefit of your support and for the government which runs the affairs of Nevis. And ladies and gentlemen, I want to encourage Keith, and I want to say to you tonight, I am here to give him my support. We did some walk in Craddock Road on Friday. Another walk was aborted because of bad weather. But I did that because I feel here is a good man who has stood the test of time. He has never wavered. He has never backed down from any challenge. And he has never been disgraced in any of the competitions in terms of the elections in this country, because people see, and they would have wanted to support him, but they felt, well, we couldn't support him over Mr. Parry because of history. But history, that history has come to an end. We're now going to write a new chapter. We're going to write a new chapter. And this new chapter in St. Thomas's will be about Keith, this and that, Scarborough. And he will be, by the grace of God and your support, come tomorrow, the representative for this parish. And I want you to give him your full support, ladies and gentlemen. Now I want to just ask him to come, because we need to have him here so I can raise his hand before the leader of the party comes to wrap up the meeting. Mr. Keith Scarborough, this and that. He talking so much because he like to talk, but he talk sense. That's the important thing. I just want to really give him my endorsement as a friend, but also as a candidate for the CCM party. Keith, I wish you well, and I really enjoyed the programs which you outlined for your tenure in office when the people supports you tomorrow. And I said, I listened to the responses which you got, and I think those responses are indicative. I don't know what happened in Jessup's, but if what I heard happened there, that the people were willing to listen, then the first step to taking action is people listening. And if your message has been good, and it has been good, then I think the only thing that we can expect tomorrow is your success. I want to wish you Godspeed. I want to endorse you, and may God bless you, and may God give you the victory, and give the CCM party and the people of Nevis the victory from their support for you tomorrow. God bless you, and all the best. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Will I deliver him? I will set him on high, because he has known my name. He shall call upon me, and I will answer him. I will be with him in trouble. I will deliver and honor him. With long life will I satisfy him and show my salvation.
The workers of iniquity dig a pit for me. Now they're waiting for me to fall in, trying to take my bread and butter with lies and
Thank you, Honorable Vance Emery. Another round of applause. Ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow is the big day. Tomorrow is your opportunity. Let's take full advantage of the opportunity and do the right thing. And the right thing is to vote for the king. Vote for Keith Scarborough tomorrow. Ladies and gentlemen, this election is a serious election. Two choices. I want to remind those of you from the Craddock Road area that your polling division or the location for your voting has changed. It's going to be at the NIPAC. And for those of you who are going to need transportation to get around, we will be around. Look for us, the people in the CCM. We will be here to take you around to the various polling stations. Okay? So we'll be around all day tomorrow. But remember, go vote before you go to work. We don't want to leave the voting until too late. So by 2 o'clock, everything should be finished. Ladies and gentlemen, we're moving on with the meeting. And we have one more speaker. You have heard from all of the other speakers. And now we want to give you the opportunity to hear it from the leader himself. So without any further ado, it gives me great pleasure to call to the podium the leader of the Concerned Citizens Movement, none other than the Sheriff, the Honorable Mark A.G. Brantley.
Love and hate can never be friends. Oh no, oh no. Here I come with love and not hatred.
Surely goodness and mercy shall follow I
all the days of my life. Envy no one, no wish to be with no evil man.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am absolutely delighted to be here for the final in our rally, the final stop right here in Cotton Ground. Because we know tomorrow we're going to make history in the great parish of St. Thomas's. We are going to send Keith Scarborough to government. That is why we're here. And I'm delighted that I've been a part of this campaign, that I've been able to come time and time again. I'm surprised my voice sounded so strong. I just did 2 hours on the radio. You see, that's the thing about CCM. We're strong like a lion. We're here because we are committed to the people of Nevis. I want to thank Vance Emery. He came to endorse Keith Scarborough as each and every one of us, night after night, has endorsed Keith Scarborough's candidacy. That's the man, the right man for the job. This is the right time. And tomorrow morning, early out, Cotton Ground, early out, St. Thomas's, early out, vote for Keith Scarborough. That's what we want. That's what we're seeking to achieve. I am saying to you that I feel it in my bones that come tomorrow, we are going to see a change here in the parish of St. Thomas's. I'm feeling it in my bones that come tomorrow, history will be made right here in Cotton Ground. I'm feeling it, ladies and gentlemen, in my bones that for the first time since we achieved adult suffrage, the people of this great parish will vote for the Concerned Citizens Movement. You know why? The reason is simple. The NRP that they used to vote for is no more. The NRP of Sim Daniel, the NRP of Joseph Parry, the NRP of Tessie Nisbet, the NRP of Victor J. Martin, that NRP is stone stiff dead. No more. The NRP they have now belong to Hector and Daly and Patrice, and St. Thomas's Parish don't want nothing to do with them. So you're voting tomorrow for the Concerned Citizens Movement. I said it on the radio tonight. I said it every time I went on the platform. Keith Scarborough has demonstrated because of his years in Calypso.
He has created history in the Caribbean. The only man who has come every single year, win, lose, or draw, since he entered the Calypso arena. He has been in the competition. You know what that says to me? It says to me that he has commitment. That win, lose, or draw, he's committed to what he's doing. And that is why he has come before and he has not been successful. He has come again. He has not been successful. But I will tell you, St. Thomas's, this time, this is his time. And this time, he will be successful. And so I'm asking you to go out. You know, today, we have said, as a campaign, as an executive, as a party, that we have nothing bad to say about the candidate for the NRP. We understand that she was born here in Cotton Ground. In fact, when I heard who was coming, I said, I don't know the young lady, but I welcome any young person to the political arena. But you know, today, I found out something rather interesting. You know what I found out today? That the young woman only registered to vote in 2018. That is an interesting fact, because it means that she has never voted in the history of this country before. Because 2018 till now, we don't have no election. We don't have no election. So she registered to vote in 2018. It means the first election that she will be contesting will be here. And she can't vote in that either, because she registered on Henley Part. So she cannot vote for herself. Tomorrow, she cannot vote for herself. So you must ask yourself, well, young woman, if you can't vote for you, why me should vote for you? 2018, so prior to 2018, she did not even have the interest in the politics to register to vote for somebody else. What does that tell you? I made the point, and I'm not saying anything bad about the young lady, but I said that she was parachuted into the constituency. Parachuted in. Sent in a parachute to drop down on St. Thomas's, and St. Thomas's people are to be told, vote for her because NRP bring her. I said, no, you must vote for somebody you know. You must vote for somebody who has lived among you for 35 years, and that somebody is Keith Scarborough. That is important. And all the reason why this young lady was parachuted in, the reason why she's still registered on Henley Part and can't vote for herself tomorrow, the reason is because Paris said, neither Hector, Daly, nor Patrice can get St. Thomas's. All of them in a coup St. Thomas's. And Paris said, no, you're going to get it. Paris went over Jessup's Christmas tree lighting. And Paris said, oh, you think you're smarter than me? I'm bringing a young woman for you. That is what happened. And I think you all must understand how it is that this candidate came to say she's running over here. And somebody telling me the young woman give a big speech. And in her speech, you know what she said? She said when she win, she going to build a hospital over here in St. Thomas's. Me say, well, how that going to happen? How that going to happen? How that going to happen? Because to do anything, you need to come to government. Only government can appropriate funds from the treasury. Only government can direct that projects be done. The opposition can recommend, they can agitate, they can suggest, but only government can do. And so we are saying to the people of St. Thomas's that the NRP campaign is saying, vote for us to send us to opposition. Oh, what a foolish campaign. The government and the CCM's campaign is vote for us to send us to government. That is the fundamental difference. I don't know how many times I could make the 1 point. That is the difference. You come into good, decent people of St. Thomas and say, vote for me so I can go into opposition. The people should ask you to do what? To do what? To talk? We want action. We want somebody around the cabinet table so when the pie is sharing up, St. Thomas get the share. We want somebody there to agitate for us. So if you have a problem over here in the parish, If the people of Cotton Ground need something fixed, the lights not working, electricity is a problem, water is a problem, they need the field sorted out, the playing field sorted out. What they going to do? Go to somebody in opposition to tell them? And then what the person in opposition going to do? Call me in government to tell me? Isn't it better, ladies and gentlemen, that you tell your representative, hey, when you go into cabinet Wednesday morning, I want you to make some noise and say that the playing field in Cotton Ground need lights. That's what you're supposed to do. And send somebody where it counts, because cabinet is the business end of government. That is where you get things done. And that is why we're making the plain and simple cry. Simple, plain. I don't know how to put it any plainer. I am asking the people to come out in their numbers tomorrow. Come out early, early out, early out, early out, and vote for Keith Scarborough. That is what we're seeking. And that is what we want you to do. And remember, I tell you, if the candidate for NRP can't vote for herself, there's no reason why you should vote for her. If she cannot vote for herself, there's no reason why you should vote for her. Because it looked to me like the candidacy descended on her like a thief in the night. She didn't even know she would be the candidate, so she never prepared herself. So I understand by the time she tried to transfer the vote, it was too late. And so tomorrow, she will get one vote less. One vote less because she can't vote for herself. So ladies and gentlemen, think about it. Think about it, consider it. And tomorrow when you go, make the right choice. Not just for you, but for your children and grandchildren. Our message in the CCM is one of hope. We have said to the people over here that notwithstanding over the years that we have not found favor with you, we have never neglected St. Thomas's. Never neglected St. Thomas's. You can look from Craddock Road and come this way. From Craddock Road, move north, and you see the hand and the DNA of the Concerned Citizens Movement. The road there in the back of Craddock Road, we just do that. Craddock Road, main road, hasn't been touched for 50 years. We are doing that. You come along, you see the park at Pin is about to start. You see Paradise Beach reopened. You see Four Seasons purchased by a man got more money than Jesus himself. And $60 million plus spent on refurbishing it. You come up the road here, you see Cahoons. And here you get a chance to listen to the radio tonight. I know you all were busy rallying. But on the show tonight, somebody called in from America. You know they called in to say, they say NRP take the land up here by the playing field and never paid for it. Never paid for it. And he said on the radio, he thanks the CCM because it's the CCM that paid and made sure that Cahoons and Cahoon Manor and those people could get their house and get their title. CCM, a decent party. I am told by the Minister of Lands that some 14 pieces of land will take the Nevis by the NRP. Them not pay for none. Just go around take where people land did not pay for any. Yet they keep saying that they are for good governance. What is good about that? What is good about that? And I agree with you, if you take people thinking you're not pay for it, a thief, you thief, yes? If you take people thinking you're not pay for it, it's thief, you thief it. And so CCM had to come and say, we're sorry for the NRP thieving. Please accept the money from us. Even now, you all pass the place down there, Rest Haven, where the old hotel used to be. You know how much gray hair I done get trying to find over $20 million. You ever tell you over $20 million to pay for Rest Haven? NRP take the people and not pay them. Thief. Take the people and not pay them. I now have the problem of trying to deal with that. And I'm down on my knees on behalf of the people of Nevis, begging those who used to own the land, Lord of mercy, please have mercy on us. You know how hard it is? You know how hard it is? That is the reality. And I'm saying to the people over here that NRP that had some decency to it, the NRP of Sim Daniel, that NRP stone stiff dead. That NRP no longer exists. You know how I know? You know how I know? There's a case right now, you know. A case right now happened just last week where the High Court judge said, too smart that I want smart door. Too smart that I want smart door. Because in 2012 May, Roberto Hector Hansville Hector, the Minister of Lands and Chairman of the Land Development Corporation, Patrice Nisbet, who was a member of the board, they agreed to buy some land from a fella called Eustace Smarty Nisbet for $187,000. And from May to December of 2012, they paid him $125,000. $125,000 he collected. The government changed in January, y'all remember? January 2013. And Alexis Jeffers, the new Minister of Land, said, pass the bullbud. Pass the bullbud. And he said, whop, I'm not paying you no more money. Smarty comes say you want the money. Alexis said, whop, I'm not paying you any more money. And Smarty, must he believe in him? He gone to court. He gone to court and he sued the corporation, say he want the rest $60-something thousand that he says owed to him. Well, when we go on court, here what happened? The court say there is a name on the title who owned the land. That person is Eustace Nisbet. Smarty say his name is Eustace Nisbet. The judge said, but only one problem. It's not the wrong Eustace Nisbet. The Eustace Nisbet who owns the land is Eustace Tessie Nisbet. Eustace Nisbet Sr., not Eustace Nisbet Jr. So the man was trying to sell land that don't belong to him. Because Tessie dead, leave wife and children, not only Smarty, you know. But Smarty say, all Eustace are Eustace. And all Nisbet are Nisbet. And so one Eustace and the same Eustace. And the one Nisbet and the same Nisbet. And so I want the money for the land. The judge said, no. The judge said, go along out in here. And not only do I kick you out of here, you got to pay nearly $10,000 in costs. And I have gone ahead and I have said to Alexis Jeffers, make sure you get back the government $125,000 too. Hear what I tell you? Make sure you get back the government money because you cannot sell what you do not own. You cannot sell what you do not own. But hear the joke, you know. The piece that really hit me and tell me that this NRP, nothing like the old NRP. You know the piece that really hit me? Guess who the chief witness for Smarty in the court been? El Hansville, Roberto Hector. They call him Cutie. Cutie was the chief witness. And you know who the lawyer was? The lawyer for them was Patrice Nisbet. So you look at it and you say, imagine, these are the men who made the deal in 2012. They come back now in 2020 trying to get $60-something thousand. Thank God for Alexis Jeffers. Alexis Jeffers, wherever you are, thank God for you. Thank God for you. Because if you didn't say past that bullbud, they would have gone and get another $60-something thousand. That is the reality. And when I read the judgment, you know, the judgment say that the land was valued. And the value on the land was, I believe, $80-something thousand. But 187 is what they agreed to pay. Election may not come, you know. Me not said the two things connected, but it's possible. Election was coming. 125,000, but we want back every cent. And that is the reason, listen, we're going to have a nice election after this election. After we win tomorrow, we're going to come back to say thank you. But we're going to continue because the federal election is going to come next. And when that comes, we've already said we want 9, 10, and 11. All three for we. That's what we want. So we're going to come back. But before we get to that, we have to do the business tomorrow. We have to complete the task tomorrow. The polling stations are at Nipak. They are at Jessup's Community Center. And they're right here at Cotton Ground Community Center. Early out, Early out, let us do what we need to do. Before you go to work, I want you to go and make your X. Put it in a little box next to the hammer, next to Keith Scarborough. Ladies and gentlemen, it is late. You have to go home and get your rest. I have to go home and get my rest too. Because tomorrow, bright and early, we're going to be on the road. I want each and every one of you to come on the road with us. Make sure your neighbor goes to the polls. Make sure you call your friends. Make sure those of you who are not from this constituency put the resources in. You all remember the last by-election we had in Nevis? The last by-election we had in Nevis was in number 9 when the great Malcolm Guichard passed away. God bless his soul. And you all remember people come from every quarter of this island. The CCM team, the CCM army rallied with me. And we took it home. You remember I said couldn't be done? We couldn't be done. And what we say? Run, Mark, run. Win this one for Malcolm. You all remember that? And we won it. And I'm telling you, just as we won it in 2007, we're going to win it tomorrow. We're going to win it tomorrow. So this and that, wherever you are, Keith Scarborough, MBE, wherever you are, I look forward tomorrow night when the votes are counted to welcome you to the cabinet of the Nevis Island administration. It is high time after 21 years that the people of St. Thomas's send their candidate, send their representative to government. The NRP message is a foolish message. Nobody going to vote tomorrow to send nobody to opposition. Nobody going to vote to send nobody to opposition. People going to vote to send somebody to government. That is when your vote counts. And so Keith Scarborough, we look forward, my brother, to welcoming you. Van Sammy has endorsed you tonight. Alexis Jeffers has endorsed you tonight. Spencer Brand, Troy Liebert, all the speakers have endorsed you because we know that you're ready. You are the man of the moment. You are ready for a moment such as this to make history here in the parish of St. Thomas's. And so, my fair people, I tell you, if you believe it, something I haven't done all campaign. If you believe it, something I haven't done all campaign. CCM, as I like to say, CCM family, CCM party, are you ready? CCM, I can't hear you. CCM, are you ready? Tomorrow, let us go out. Let us make history. Let us go out early and let us vote overwhelmingly for Keith Scarborough and usher in a new era of representation for the people of St. Thomas's. Cotton Ground, St. Thomas's, thank you. Good night and God bless you.
Love and hate can never be friends. Oh no. Oh no. Here I come with love and not hatred. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow I all the days.
Thank you very much, Premier. Ladies and gentlemen, that's our meeting for tonight. Remember, tomorrow you go out to the polls. For those of you from the Quadricord area, remember, you have a new place to go and vote. That's at the NIPAC. For the rest of you, it's the usual places. I am going to ask you all one last time. Do the right thing. Vote for the king tomorrow night. Okay? And Friday morning, come and help us welcome Keith Scarborough to the cabinet. Okay? Have yourselves a good night. That's a wrap, folks.
Yo, Shaggy. Family. Yeah, I know this. I me say family. Sure. If I want thing, me hate a friend killer.
Yeah, just don't forget to remember to go
family
and vote where you're registered.
I me say family. Sure. Me love me family.